What is up, fellas and lady fellas? Welcome back to Just Nuts. We've got great news here. A couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, we got the artwork for the reimagined classic dual monster cards. We got the Harpy Synchro, the Jinzo XZ, the Time Wizard Fusion, and then the new Thousand Dragon-esque card. We didn't have effects then. We just had the artwork revealed. We finally have the effects today. I gave them a quick read through. I don't even remember exactly what all of them do, but we're going to read through it exactly tonight, right here together, and then just give them a quick review. I'm really excited. Keep in mind, these are promos for the Prismatic Special Pack in the OCG. I don't believe we have a set where these are officially confirmed for us just yet. I'm sure they'll be imported at some point, so just keep in mind we just don't have an official set to know when we're getting these exactly. But without further ado, let's jump right in with 100 Dragon, not 1000 Dragon. We start with 100 Dragon. I like the design. He's cartoony, but still kind of badass. He is a level 4 wind dragon effect monster with 1800 attack, so he's a beater, 1000 defense. His second effect is a hard once per turn. First effect, once per turn, you can have this card gain levels equal to the number of cards you control, and if it does, it gains 100 attack for each level gained. These changes last until the end of the turn. So he actually would automatically become even bigger than 1800 just off the bat, because even if he was the only card you control, he could become 1900, and it's a little better. I don't know, beats over Sunlight Wolf, whatever. But nice, level modulation, cool. Second effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard, just generically sent by any means, you can target one face-up monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck as cost. The next time that face-up monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, it is not destroyed. That seems like a more permanent effect, which is pretty cool as well. I think that's fine. I mean, if you're going to link him off or synchro him off or fusion him off into something, he can just make whatever boss monster you're summoning also have some destruction protection. I think it's fine. I mean, you link him off for an Avermax. It's the awesome part about linking into Avermax off of IP. IP also gives him that extra bonus because he protects himself from being targeted, but I believe he can still be destroyed. So this would also give that extra level protection. Pretty nice. I think it's fine. I don't think it's a crazy card. Maybe it'll be good in a specific strategy, but nothing crazy. Then we move to that good, okay? We start with Time Magician. Not Time Wizard, Time Magician. Love the artwork. So, it just screams classic Time Wizard. He's a level 5 light spellcaster, fusion effect monster with 2000 attack, 1900 defense. His materials are Time Wizard plus any other effect monster. That's not bad. First effect, once per turn. If this card was fusion summoned, you can toss a coin and call it. If you call it right, destroy as many monsters on the field as possible. And if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the total original attack of the destroyed face-up monsters. If you called it wrong, destroy as many monsters on the field as possible. And if you do, take damage equal to half the total original attack of the destroyed face-up monsters. So pretty much if you were able to actually fusion summon this card, all you would have to do is flip a coin. Either way, you destroy all monsters on the field as possible. The flip of the coin essentially is just going to decide who takes the damage, you or your opponent. Now, keep in mind, this is a very, very significant amount of damage. I mean, if you blow up multiple monsters on the field, even if it's only half of the original attack, this could easily be 4,000 plus damage depending on the size of the board. So keep that in mind. He's automatically destroying himself. That's 1,000, and then anything else. So pretty cool. Originally, I thought this could have potentially been a cool instant fusion target. It does have to be fusion summoned. Does instant fusion count as a fusion summon? I'm not sure it does. I know instant fusion's also at 1, so that's another thing that's I don't know. It's interesting. I do think it's obviously higher ceiling than something like Thousand Eyes Restrict. Let's take a look real quick. I just want to see, does this count? This special summon is treated as a fusion summon. Okay, so this is the new highest ceiling instant fusion card. You could Verte Anaconda to send a 1 of instant fusion to then get this, wipe the entire board and potentially burn your opponent for a game, or at least just wipe the board. It's just higher ceiling. I think it's interesting. I think it'd be a spicy tech in a deck that wants to take advantage of stuff like that. I'm definitely intrigued. Very powerful. Next up we have Harpy Lady Scratch Crash. Scratch Crash. Okay, it's a level 8 Wing Beast Synchro effect monster with 2,600 attack, 1,400 defense. Its materials are 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner, so completely generic Synchro level 8. I love it. For this card, Synchro Summon, you can treat one Harpy monster you control as a tuner. You can only use this card's second effect once per turn. That's very, very cool. You know, I was theorizing before this. I was like, does this mean we're going to get more Harpy support? And one of them's got to be a tuner to make this work in Harpies? Like, how are you going to give Harpies a Synchro, but Harpies don't have any tuners? Well, that's how. You just make it so all Harpies are tuners now, as long as you're going into this card. Pretty cool. The entire deck is level 4, you know, so it makes it super easy. Just put any two level 4s on the field, and this card is makeable. I think this is a nice buff for Harpies. Anyway, for its actual effects, this card is treated as Harpy Lady while it's face up on the field or in the graveyard. Super classic. We knew this was going to be a thing. Second effect, when a spell or trap card or effect is activated. So spell, trap, or the effect of a spell or trap is activated. Quick effect, you can target one monster your opponent controls or one Harpy monster you control and return it to the hand. That's pretty solid. I mean, it just gives you like a bonus disruption because you're already probably playing certain things in Harpies like Harpy Featherstorm. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably like the best example I can throw out there, but there are other just like quick play spells you might be playing just to like fire stuff off, and just to trigger this and get an extra bounce, just an extra compulse. And keep in mind, it's any spell or trap activated, so your opponent could activate just a spell or trap and you get to also just bounce a card as well. So pretty cool. Really big into this card. I think it's a nice added disruption to certain boards, and maybe it'll be a utility. It's generic, it's not terrible, honestly. If you're playing a deck that can make this, like, I don't think anybody's making this over like Boral Savage or Dragite or like some of the better Synchro level 8s, but I do think it's interesting. Maybe in the right strategy it'd be worth. Maybe something that locks you into wins. That could be spicy, but mainly Harpies and maybe some other stuff. But I like it. I think it's a solid card. And then lastly here we have our Jinzo Lair, or Jinzo Ningen Psycho Lair. That's a dope name, not even gonna lie. He's a rank 6 Dark Machine Xyz effect monster, 2400 attack, 1500 defense, pretty standard for Jinzo stuff. He's completely generic as well, takes any 2 level 6 monsters, well, generic for level 6s. And you can only use his first and second effects once per turn each. First effect, you can attach one material from this card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls, gain control of that monster until the end phase, but it cannot activate effects, and it cannot attack. And the second effect, if there is a trap card on the field, you contribute one monster, and if you do, destroy one face-up card on the field. Okay. Interesting things to note here. First effect kind of gives me like some Big Eye vibes, but doesn't Big Eye have a little bit less restrictions to it? Like, you can't activate effects or attacks. This is like mind control, like almost exactly mind control. It targets, you steal, but can't be activated or attacked. So I think it's like exactly mind control. But I love the second effect, because if you can get the second effect live, you'll be immediately ready to make use of the monster you stole. Your opponent's not getting it back, because this is until the end phase. You contribute that monster and then destroy any other face-up card on the field. Pretty cool, honestly. One thing that's interesting, though, if this is supposed to be a Jinzo support card, you probably don't want to be playing traps, because Jinzo negates your own traps. And you're not going to rely on your opponent to have a face-up trap card on the field. Like, that just doesn't work, right? And it has to be like a continuous, so it has to be like floodgates. So I'm kind of like iffy on this. Like, he doesn't gate himself. So like, that's the thing, is like, if you put Jinzo on the field, you could like exit Jinzo into this. That way you could flip your floodgate and not have Jinzo on the field to negate it, and then you would be able to use his second effect. The other thing that's really nice about his second effect is it doesn't tribute for cost. It just tributes as effect. So you tribute, and if you do, destroy one face-up card on the field, which is actually pretty nice. So you don't have to, you don't like tribute for cost and then get negated or something like that. I think this is a good, just generic, like rank 6, honestly. Yeah, I mean, mind control, link off from there, like whatever you want. I think it's pretty good, honestly. I think he's like fine. I don't think he's like busted. I don't think any of these cards are busted. Maybe the Time Wizard card is close to being busted because of how much potential damage you can do with this. And it's instant fusionable, and it's Verte Anaconda-able with just a 1-of instant fusion in the deck. So I'm really going to be looking at that. But yeah, I think they're cool. I mean, I think this one's definitely the oddball, like the odd one out in terms of like how good I think it could be. But I think this card is good. This card is pretty good. And this guy could be pretty good as well, like in the right like rank 6 deck. Like, all of them, all three of those, like, pretty cool. But of course, guys, these are just my thoughts, my first impressions, of course. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think? Which one of these are your favorite here? Which one will you be trying to make use of if you play Harpies, if you play Jinzo, and the new Jinzo support as well? Keep that in mind. Or any rank 6 deck, if this is actually, like, interesting, as well as just anything that can instant fusion this out. It's pretty cool as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on everything here. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more news videos from your boy in the future, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.